closer and closer and closer to the end of this book. That means we've covered 3 books in our confirmation. We've done Jesus and his ministry, book 1. Lord's Prayer, that was our topic last session, and how did you go with that? And now we're going to have a look at the last book, and the chapter today is chapter 8, the Apostles' Creed. Let's explore more about that. Alright, here we go. Apostles' Creed. Do you know it? Have you learnt it? Ooh, don't know it? Okay, learn it. That's my challenge to you. But here's another thing that I'd like you to do. Do you know that when we had Luther, one of the books that changed Luther's idea about things was the book of Romans? I'd like you to now read another book, namely John, the Gospel of John. And in the Gospel of John, you have something very important. It starts off with what I think is like a creed, like a definition of who is God. What do we know about him? What do we believe about him? As you open it up, it says, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That actually is already a creed. It's a belief statement. It's saying something about what do I understand and believe about God. And when we're talking about the Word that created everything, really, is what John is talking about. At the beginning, God spoke the Word and it all became. So we're talking about God's creative action came into our creation that he created. He came among us and was taking on flesh, being like us, so that he can connect with us. And out of that, you can follow John's logic. Let's explore who is this Jesus that is now walking among us, showing us who God is and telling us where we're going to go. One of the most important things is that Jesus says, when he finished it all, I'm going back to the Father and I'm going to prepare stuff for you. And when I'm ready, I'm going to come and take you to be where I am. So we have a whole picture of faith statements that John is really putting all together into his testimony, into his gospel, sharing about who is this Jesus. And for us, the Apostles' Creed that we're going to explore is really about a faith statement. What do you believe about Jesus? And you can put it all, shrink it down into a few little words that says, this is what I believe. Do you know what the first creed was? Probably don't realize it, that the first creed was so short and simple. It's simply this: Jesus is Lord. Can you repeat that? Say it. Jesus is Lord. That was the first creed. It was so controversial in the time when the church started that it caused a lot of people to be killed at the lions and, slaughtered and a whole lot, because the big thing was, no, Caesar is Lord, some kind of king is Lord. And the Christians said, no, you're not. Jesus is Lord. And that was a big controversial thing that, for a lot of people, they had to die for that simple creed, that simple statement of faith. When the Apostles' Creed was put together, it was like all these Christians looking at the witness that we have from John, from Matthew, from Mark, from Luke, from all of the apostles. What do we know about Jesus in very simple ways so that we can teach other people in a very quick way, what is this Christian stuff all about? Let me put it to you this way. If you met someone that you know, a good friend maybe, don't know much about Jesus, but they know you're a Christian, and you were in, say, a high-rise building. You came in on the bottom of the building, you met each other. Hi, you greet each other, and you're both in the lift. And the person asks you, while you're pressing the button to go to the top floor, hey, you're a Christian, aren't you? What's this faith all about? Before you get to the top level and goes ding and the doors open, would you be able to share what this Christian faith is all about? What do you believe? What's important to you? That's the basis behind the Apostles' Creed. So read a little bit about that. Maybe write your own creed. And as you've done that in a short little different definition, send it back to me. Down the bottom you can see my email. Just send me your creed, your definition of what you believe, and that actually can become something very important when we have the confirmation celebration, because that would be great for you to stand up in front of everybody else, because confirmation is about confirming your faith publicly, saying, I believe in Jesus, and for you then to say, and this is what I believe, this is my faith statement, this is my creed. I would like you to do that. That's my challenge for you to do. So all the other bits, you know, as you go through, points to ponder, your questions, your ups and downs, your prayer, and then at the end of all of this, your quiz with your parents. And I'll see you for the next session. See ya.